about being a VP? To investigate 9/11. 9/11 was perpetrated by people within our own government. All right.
Is everybody all right? Check his press pass.
Investigate 9/11. 9/11 was perpetrated by people within our own government.
A few days ago, we had another anniversary of 9/11, the day the World Trade Center was destroyed. But should 9/11 indeed be investigated? Is there more to the story than meets the eye? Was this at all a planned event? Was there a hidden agenda? In recent years, there have been 3 tragic events here in America: the Waco massacre, the bombing in Oklahoma City, and the hijacking of the World Trade Center. In every case, the government's solution to the problems has been greatly increased government power and the loss of constitutional liberties and freedoms. War is being waged against constitutional liberty in America. In the aftermath of the World Trade Center destruction, this certainly has been the focal point of politicians and media. People in politics and media who claim to be loyal Americans are actually part of a secret society carrying out a plan to destroy America. Here's one fact that needs to be investigated. On October 26, 2001, George Bush signed the misnamed USA Patriot Act of 2001, which was proposed 5 days after the tragedy. Just 6 weeks after the World Trade Center was destroyed, this bill was passed. How could it be possible for a bill to be conceived, written, debated, and passed this quickly? It's not possible. They already had the bill written before the tragedy occurred. The bill enhances the ability of federal authorities to tap phones, share intelligence information, track internet usage, track emails and cell phones, and protect U.S. borders. Doesn't a lot of that sound like a loss of constitutional freedom? Google Amendment 4. Some other things to investigate. Isn't the flight of planes tracked? Why were the planes that hit the World Trade Center allowed to go so far off track from their original flight plan without intervention? Also, on the day of the attack, then President George W. Bush was visiting an elementary school in Sarasota, Florida. Chief of Staff Andrew Card whispered in his ear, "A second plane hit the second tower. America is under attack." Side note, that's another thing to investigate. Why did these 2 planes hit over an hour apart? But yeah, President Bush is told this, and he just continues to sit, looking slightly nervous, but almost nonchalantly, with claims that he didn't want to alarm the kids. Then when he was asked by a reporter a few minutes later if he was aware, he said, "We'll talk about that later." 9/11 wasn't about to happen. It was happening. But George W. Bush did not move. Also investigate Skull and Bones, a secret society which George W. Bush is a member of. Thirdly, they blame the collapse of the buildings on the planes, gasoline, and heat. Is that really true? Fourth, in the days leading up to September 11, 2001, stocks of Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, an investment company that had offices on 22 floors of the World Trade Center, as well as stocks of United Airlines and American Airlines, the 2 airlines used in the attacks, all shot up. Trades went up 1,200%. Did some investors have advanced knowledge? More recently, September 11, 2024, the Secret Service honored the terror attack victims in a post on the former Twitter, now known as X. The post read, "The flag hanging in our headquarters is a solemn reminder of 9/11 and our mission's purpose. A testament to freedom and sacrifice, it honors all 2,996 lives lost, including our own Master Special Officer Craig T. Miller and Special Agent in Charge Charles L. Friend. The terrorist attacks killed 2,977 people in the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and in Shanksville, Florida, when the hijackers took over 4 commercial planes. Where did the extra 19 come from? The 19 hijackers. The post was later deleted and reposted with the number 2,977. The new post said, "This is a correction of an earlier version of this post. In the original post, we erroneously included the total number of deceased from the September 11th attacks, which included the hijackers. Our intent was to only honor the victims of that tragic day, and we deeply apologize for the error. Was this really an accident? This is probably something you post every year, right? Shouldn't a government agency know a fact like that? How do you all of a sudden make that type of mistake? So to tie all this together, I'm going to play bits of a song by Immortal Technique, a rapper who incidentally grew up in New York. He released a song called The Cause of Death in 2003, and he sheds a lot of light on the 9/11 situation and government in general. There are some cuss words, but really hone in on what he's saying. He uncovers a lot of hidden agendas, past, present, and future.
My words will expose George Bush and Bin Laden as two separate parts of the same seven-headed dragon. And you can't fathom the truth, so you don't hear me. You think Illuminati's just a conspiracy theory? That's why conservative racists are all running shit. And your phone is tapped by the federal government. So I'm jamming frequencies in your brain when you speak to me. Technique, a rip a rapper to pieces indecently. Pack weapons illegally, cause I'm never hesitant. Sniper scoping a commission, controlling the president. Father, forgive them, for they don't know right from wrong. The truth is set you free, written down in a song. And the song has the cause of death written in code. The word of God brought to light that'll save your soul. Save your soul, save your soul. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hacked the Pentagon for self-incriminating evidence of Republican-manufactured white powder pestilence. Marine Corps flak vest with the guns and ammo. Spitting bars like a demon stuck inside a piano. Turn a Sambo into a soldier with just one line. So here's the truth about the system that'll f*** your mind. They gave Al-Qaeda $6 billion in 1989 to 1992. And now the last chapters of Revelations are coming true. And I know a lot of people find it hard to swallow this, cause subliminal bigotry makes you hate my politics, but you act like America wouldn't destroy 2 buildings in a country that was sponsoring bombs dropped on our children. I was watching the towers, and though I wasn't the closest, I saw them crumble to the earth like they were full of explosives. And they thought nobody noticed the news report that they did about the bombs planted on the George Washington Bridge. 4 non-Arabs arrested during the emergency, and then it disappeared from the news permanently. They dubbed the tape of Osama, and they said it was proof. Jealous of our freedom, I can't believe you bought that excuse. Rocking a flag don't make you a hero. Word to ground zero. The devil crept into heaven. God overslept on the 7th. The new world order was born on September 11th. Father, forgive them, for they don't know right from wrong. The truth is set you free, written down in a song. And the song has the cause of death written in code. The word of God brought to light that'll save your soul. Save your soul. Save your soul. And just so conservatives don't take it to heart, I don't think Bush did it, cause he isn't that smart. He's just a stupid puppet taking orders on his cell phone from the same people that sabotaged Senator Wellstone. The military industry got it popping and locking, looking for a way to justify the Wolfowitz doctrine. And as a matter of fact, Rumsfeld, now that I think back, without 9/11, you couldn't have a war in Iraq or a defense budget of world conquest proportions. Kill freedom of speech and revoke the right to abortion. Tax cut extortion, a blessing to the wealthy and wicked, but you still have to answer to the Armageddon you scripted. And Dick Cheney, you tell them your plans about building your pipelines through Afghanistan, and how Israeli troops train the Taliban in Pakistan. You might have some house, but I understand colonialism is sponsored by corporations. That's why Halliburton gets paid to rebuild nations. Tell me the truth, I don't scare into paralysis. I know the CIA saw Bin Laden on dialysis in '98 when he was top 10 for the FBI. Government ties is really why the government lies. Read it yourself instead of asking the government why, cause then the cause of death will cause the propaganda to die.